Okay, everyone. So, good evening. We are from Group 3, and today we are going to present one poem from Edmund Spenser, in which the title is One Day I Wrote Her Name. This is a presentation by Group 3 of Poetry Appreciation 2024 P. This is the group members. This is including myself, Anika Prasetyo, and the rest of the group members can be seen right there on the screen. So, this presentation is related to Poetry Appreciation 2024B exhibition from Group 3 on TPCASTT analysis on the poem One Day I Wrote Her Name by Edmund Spenser, and this is our exhibition that we have just conducted today on the 29th of September 2025. So, what is the background? So, the background is that Edmund Spenser was a central figure in Elizabethan literature, known for blending classical influences with English folklore and also Christian morality. So this poem of One Day I Wrote Her Name, it is written in the era of Renaissance, or we all know it as the Age of Enlightenment, and this poem is dedicated to his wife, Elizabeth Boyle, which is an Irish woman, a noble woman, where Spenser met her while living in Ireland. So we are going to delve deep into our analysis. So we are starting with the title. So the title suggests a personal romantic gesture. Writing her name on the sand might symbolize love, but also fragility because the sea can wash it away. It gives the impression of temporary beauty. And for the paraphrasing itself, the poet writes his lover's name in the sand, but the wave erased it. She tells him it's useless because people eventually die and be forgotten. So the poet replies that through his poetry, her name and their love will live forever, even outlasting death. What about connotation? So the rhyme is ABAB, CDCD, EFEF, and also GG with the figurative language of such second hand, pray, dose, eternize, subdue, and etc. So the poem moves from melancholy to defiance and hope, and it reflects a Renaissance belief in the power of art to transcend death and perhaps Spencer's own desire to leave a lasting legacy. What about the attitude? The speaker's attitude in this poem is optimistic, especially if we watched it to the end, from gentle frustration to romantic persistence, and also from deepest sorrow to eternal hope. What about the shifts? There are no shifts in tone, but however, there are shifts on the way of sinking from realistic to idealist. So lines 1 to 8 consist of a back and forth between physical effort and philosophical doubt, but from lines 9 to 14, there is a shift, which is a confident declaration of poetic power and eternal love. This is the structural shift, by the way, between lines 1 to 8 and then 9 to 14. And then, if we look at the title again, the act of preserving her name forever shows the deeper meaning that poetry, unlike the sand, can make love and memory last eternally. So after we read the poem thoroughly, the title now evokes human vulnerability, artistic defiance, and also legacy to poetry. And what about the theme? What is the theme of this overall poem? Now, the theme is that true love can overcome time and death because poetry and art immortalize human emotions. Spenser's sonnet explores the tension between the ephemeral nature of life and the enduring power of poetry. While the beloved insists that all things, including her name and herself, will fade, the speaker continues with the belief that verse can immortalize virtue and love. What about its archaic diction? This is just an extra. So Spenser's diction reflects the Elizabethan English of the late 16th century, which is rich, formal, and poetic. So, the poem One Day I Wrote Her Name shows a true compassion of love between Spenser and his wife, and the fact that Spenser wrote the whole Amoretti from 1594 to 1595 just to dedicate his true love to his wife shows that love does not have to be materialized in the form of richness, but can also be materialized through art and styles. Now, through poetry and other types of literary works, humanity's true compassion can be observed and also analyzed. So that is all from Group 3. Thank you very much.